Alright guys, so in this one we're going to change out the power steering rack. A new one with a new one. Make sure there's no leaks. Play a little swappy with brake pedal assembly. Take it out on a test drive, see if the brakes lock up again. If not, great. If so, back to the drawing board. And yeah, so let's get into this one. Alright guys, so we got to change out the power steering rack. It's leaking from here, which is the bottom sealed piece. That doesn't make me very happy. Boop. So we got to get the lines off. The steering has to get unhooked. Tie rod ends. Luckily, this is all brand new, so it should come off pretty easy. And there's the replacement rack right there. So let's just get into this and start taking it all apart. Trying my best here to get this camera angle. So I got to take this off, this bolt, lines up here, and disconnect the steering. So I've already got the tie rod ends off, and then once I get that, then I'll just slide it out and then put the new one in. Okay guys, so part of getting the factory GM steering column to work with everything, because I really like how it all looks, is I didn't really get into the exacts on the steering. So it's a double D, and then I have a huge, it's from Flaming River, but it's just double D as well. And this right here is almost the right size to slide this on. So what I had to do with the old one was I had to trim down the rings here a little bit, right here. So this would fit on there. As you can see, it doesn't fit on there. And then once I get that trimmed down a little, then I can put the set screws in and lock it in place. So this is a kind of part of hot rodding, right? So it doesn't really matter where the steering wheel is placed inside, because I can always lift it off and move it and put it in the right spot. But I did not take off the tie rod ends yet to count how many they take off. This rack did come with new tie rod ends, so that's kind of cool. At least that, right? And actually it looks like a better unit than the one that I got new. I got that one off from eBay. This one I got off from, well, I got it off from Amazon. It was about 200 bucks for this one. So before I replace all the fittings or put the fittings on there, I'm going to trim this up so it will fit that. So let me get into how I'm doing this. So basically it's just a grinder, and just kind of zimp it off a little bit until it'll slide right on. It's basically this ridge that's right here that it won't come through. On that one, I actually had to do it inside the truck, so because I don't want to take the whole rack out again. But since the rack is out, it'll be a lot easier to trim it up nice, and then I'll probably drill indent holes for the set screws to kind of set inside there, kind of lock it into place like I did with all these. All these have a little, like a little drill, so this sets inside it. So let's do it. And there it is. Just a little off the sides, knock that ridge down, and look at that. Exactly how it's supposed to be. It won't interfere with the inside. We're good. And then these will actually go in there like that. That. And this one will be like that. Perfect. All right, let's switch these out. All right, so the steering is all back together and the lines are done. So this is just, since it's a return line, it's just like a press fit, you know, one of those push-ons. I put in the clamp just for extra. But since this one right here is a high pressure line, it requires a special tubing, hosing. It's actually got a piece of, what is it, like a nylon plastic inner shield as well. So I think they call that PTE fitting. So the fitting's a little different. How it all goes together is a little different. Yeah, so it's all back together. Rack is in, tightened down. So now I just have to pull off. Well, I gotta count the number of rotations on tie rod ends, and then I'll put the new ones on, put the grease fittings in the new ones, and then button that up, and then we'll start adding fluid to it as we go. All right, let's put it back on. So now we rinse and repeat on the other side. Let me get that done. All right, guys, so I got some power steering fluid. I got it at Advanced Auto. The app said that this is compatible with my truck rack. So let's open it up. We'll fire it up. I haven't fired up the truck in a week since I started doing this battery tender situation to keep the voltage up. So I just opened it up. So let's see how she fires up after not being started in a week. I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see, obviously, because it's down in here, but let's see what we got. I gotta get the keys. Had to get the keys. All right, let's do this. Not bad. So I think this battery charger tender thing is the way to go with these EFIs. All right, so let me check the fluid and we'll go from there. No leaks, so that's good. So that's pretty good. There's no leaks. I'm going to let it warm up, get up the temperature, then spin the wheel again, both left, right, check the fluid again, and yeah, but that wasn't so bad for a startup after not starting it up for a week. Let me show you the numbers on the dash real quick, might as well. So hold on a second. So here we are inside. Yep, those numbers are good. So I'd say those numbers are pretty good for it's holding in memory. This battery tender charger trickle thing is definitely worth it for the EFI. Fired right up, went right down to the IAC correct. RPMs are perfect. So yeah, so probably what we'll do is, like I said, we'll let this warm up. I'll check it again, throw the tires on it, and then show you what else I'm going to do here today. Hey guys, so what I did throughout the week actually is, since it's running, I'll show you guys. So I didn't feel like the rear end was lit up enough at night with the two Pontiac lights and the two LEDs up in the bed rails that I put in there. So what I did is I got one of those long light strips. So now the light strip controls the turn signals and the brake lights only, no running lights. Because I've got plenty enough running lights back there. So let me show you the running light stuff. Yes. So the running lights, right there, and then up underneath here, right here, you can see it. That's the strip light that goes all the way across. So hold on a second, let me go turn the turn signals on and I'll show you how that is. So as you can see, not just that guy now, but there's also that guy, and it actually glows up the whole bottom, right? So I think that looks good. And of course the front. And we'll put it over to that side. And the upper one. Now I got one down below. Yep, I think it's going to be awesome. Alright guys, so I don't know if that brake in the back was hanging up because of the collapsed fuel brake line, because it's all brand new. But I did have a Speedway Motors universal brake pedal situation going on up in here. And the master cylinder and the brake booster are all out of a 2004 S10. So what I did was I contacted somebody on Marketplace and I picked up an entire brake assembly for 2004 range S10. So I've got the firewall mount, the brake pedal assembly right there, and so now I know that the pedal, let me get on the other side here. There we go. So I now know that the brake pedal assembly and everything is exactly as it would be. Like there's no binding or anything like that. So I don't know if this, if the Speedway Motors one was putting a little bit of pressure on the situation, but I got that. I've got this old brake switch. I've got a brand new one. I just have to figure out the pins for the brake lights. I think it's these two right here, the two on the end, which my brake pedal or brake light switch will fit right on there. So the only now I have to adjust the pedal itself, because when you look at the pedal, it's pretty much right above the gas pedal. So I need this to go over what is that, about 3 inches, and then this part taken off. So I do have a pedal assembly, because I tried a Silverado one that was way too big to fit up underneath this dash. So I do have a Silverado brake pedal. So I'm thinking I'm going to kind of put that on there a little bit, somehow weld it all up fully all the way around, and then I'll have my brake pedal over here where it's supposed to be and gas over there. So I'm going to pop this back off, and then I'm going to mark it first, and then I'm going to move the weld on the other pad over, and should be good, I hope. So yep, so let me get all that out of here, and then we'll take it over to the bench and we'll start doing our magic. So if you look, that right there has the same indentation as this one right here. So I'm thinking I can just set that down on there and then weld it up like the original one is. Yep, I'll bet you. Let that cool down and put it in there. Well, I'll paint it black I'll see if the pad, the original pad, this one can fit on there. I think it will be able to, but I gotta let it cool down first because I just loaded that up. Like I loaded all that up and then all the way around. Yep, I like it. Be right back after it cools down. All right, all painted up, welded up severely because it is a brake pedal. So let's go slide it in the truck real quick. Alright guys, so we got the brake pedal in. I used the stock S10 brake switch. Got that wired all in. And yeah, so that sticks out way better for placement. Obviously it's a little, it is what it is, right? So that's how it has to go. I'll show you. So the pedal like that, and then just go up like that. Yep, everything's running great up here. I have noticed that the temperature reading on the sniper unit, it says 174, and the one over here is like 185. So there is a difference. This one is put in the head port, so I know that's supposed to run, supposedly runs hotter. So yeah, it never gets past 186, so I'm good with that. And then when we flip on the AC, it recovers quick from that, and that AC is already ice cold. Power steering's all fixed. No more leaking underneath there. So yeah, so let's talk about this. Alright guys, so I got the power steering rack all put in, brake pedal all situated, and I took it out for a drive, and again, brakes started locking up on me. So this time I got to get in and put it up on the lift, and then the brakes are just locked up. So as I'm kind of reading a little bit about this and going really deep into it, brake systems and stuff like that, I'm finding out that I do believe my proportionate valve is for disc drums. And when I'm looking at diagrams online versus what I have sitting up underneath here, it looks like the total wrong one. So let me spin it over here, and I'll show you what I've got versus what I have now that I have to put in. So give me 1 second here. Alright guys, so this is what I have. So this did come off from a 2004 S10. The brake booster is brand new, the master cylinder is brand new, but this proportionate valve is not new. So this came off from a frame that I had, and I had all these parts with the frame, and I replaced everything but the proportionate valve. So when you look at it, you can see that you've got two mains coming in, and then it only had two going out. So this unit, not this truck, but the unit that this came off of, did have ABS. So what I'm thinking is that the configuration is all wrong, right? So basically, so what I did pick up is a PV, it's called a PV4. So this, they have PV, let me kind of explain this quickly of how I understand it. So PV4 means disc. So front disc brakes and rear disc brakes, which is what this has. Now they do have a PV2, which is disc drums, right? Disc in the front, drums in the back. So I picked up this unit right here. So this is how it's supposed to be. So you have your two running into the top, right? And then out the back, this big one right here goes to the rear brakes, which then splits off out by the rear axle. And then here you have your two fronts, so left and right, up front. So as you notice, this only has 2 out. It does not have fronts, you know, separate and the rear separate, so it's front. So I'm thinking this is what's causing my issue. Everything else is brand new. So I'm still waiting for the actual tubing, 3/16 inch tubing, so I could put this all together. Maybe it'll be here tomorrow, I hope. Today is Monday. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start mocking up all the lines that go up here to here, which in honesty, I'm glad I'm moving all this out of the way because I want to put a cover right here. And I can't do that with these lines coming into the area that I want to put a cover. So it's okay. It's just something that I got to do, and this is a part of the process. So I have to make a bracket, or make this bracket work with this unit, and then somehow figure it out here. I mean, I know it doesn't have to go right here. I mean, I can really put it anywhere as long as the lines will fit right here. And how this is a 1/4-20 inverted flare. These are like 3/16 or something, or all the tubing is 3/16 tubing, and I know this is a 9/16 in the back here. So that's what I have to do to get all this hopefully working right. And if this doesn't fix it, I don't know. Then yeah, but I think that's the problem. Right there. So that's gonna wrap up this video because I'm still waiting for the parts for the brake stuff. I still have to run the switch, the momentary switch for the bed, the tilt bed, because that wireless remote box that when I push the button it controls that. One of them blew out quick. I guess they're not supposed to be running 2 actuators at once. Supposedly I bought 2 at the time, and when I put them in to run each motor, you're supposed to be able to have one remote learn the other, so one remote will run both boxes. That never happened. It never would sync, so I just ran one. So it blew out exactly as the manufacturer said it would. If 9 times out of 10 it would, so I was hoping I was that one that didn't. So, but that's also causing the draw on the battery because it seems to always be turned on, which I found later as I was reading through. So with the battery tender on there, keeping the voltage correct, there's no draw on it, the thing fires right up now, holds memory. So the sniper unit is still a success in my eyes. But yeah, so that's what I got going on this weekend, and that's what you guys saw. Secondary note, I did order some t-shirts in, so it has the logo in the front, and on the back it has my truck with build something cool, because I feel that everyone should go out there and build something cool. I can get them in different colors. It's definitely a pre-order thing because they are quite expensive to purchase a bulk all at once. If anyone's interested in it, drop a comment down below with your email address, and then we can have a discussion about that. Again, it's just for finding ways for me to support the hobby and to support putting up the videos. I think they're pretty informative. Of course, I may be biased on that, but if anyone wants any, just give me a shout. There'll probably be about 25 bucks a shirt plus the shipping. So if I can get enough orders within a month's time, I can put the order in, and then it takes about 3 weeks, and then I can ship them out if anyone's interested in that. So that's going to be it for this weekend. Again, happy Memorial Day, and go out there and build something cool. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.